From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Straight ahead, a rematch from Super Bowl 57, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Taking it right down Broadway. One man to beat, and he will score. Touchdown, Eagles. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
34-yard line.
Mahomes going to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. You look at this Eagle defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass. Currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Ariza on to punt here as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 7. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll run it again with Barkley. Able to slither by. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as good running gets him to about the 44. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Big stop from a guy who can bring a big hit, Nick Bolton. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 29-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And this will remain a one-touchdown game.
He had a chance there to really build a nice early lead, go up a couple of scores. But he doesn't hit that one quite right, and it winds up in empty possession.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Eagle defense. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve, because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league.
This is caught at the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Taken down back at the 20-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one goes underneath to Walker. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of it.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Chiefs 7. Jake Elliott to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Walker to start the drive. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
Chiefs 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That'll be caught by Rice. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
2 yards.
The Chiefs are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL
That's huge. But when you do it week one, that gets your point in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch.
To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Andrew McCormick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-six TD. Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Next the score, Eagles 21, Chiefs 7. Jake Elliott.
So they throw the pick-six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick-six. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
At the 8-yard line.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now here's Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Easy.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's got it. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Butker's kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 97 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing is Hurts. And he's taken down. Chiefs sack. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Setting up the screen here, this is Walker. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Throwing now is Mahomes. That one deep for London. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And this is away, it's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. Well, very good return that time, 18 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
180.
They'll throw now on the final play. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
That one deep for London. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, let's go. Trim it.
And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Hurts to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Eagles, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Hurts. And the Chiefs are going to get him. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Hurts sets up to throw it. We'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. A gain there of 30 big ones. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, Silver. Hey, 73.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Now he's going to step up and run. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
That's another Eagles 1st down.
180.
A gain of 22 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And Bigsby once more. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
And an Eagles 1st down.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
There he goes, left side. touchdown. Ken Walker, 96 yards. And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll look to throw. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he is caught. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. That one goes for 24 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 3. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
He's taken down at the 17.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll go to Barkley again. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And it's caught. Touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles will add to their fourth quarter lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Chiefs 18.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 165 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. From the gun, it's Walker. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. To throw, it's Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And his throw here is incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So a big one coming now for Harrison Butker. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Butker's kick here is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Barkley.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone getting the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Now a 2nd timeout called for by the deep. Offense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Yellow.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Now second down and a few inches. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second.
Mahomes.
And out route, and he's got the connection to Walker.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understand where they are on the field.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. First and 10.
Let's go, Lou, Eddie! Attack, attack!
Mahomes. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
So now after the clutch field goal, he's back out there to boot it away in what's now a tie ball game.
A solid stiff arm.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Play action. Here's Hurts.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Throwing on second and long. Hurts. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on third and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
That's complete. It's the rookie from USC.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. First and 10.
Oh, and they set the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
That flag, that'll push him back 5. Penalties not what they needed here. First and 15.
Back to throw here. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Another try, second and 10 now.
A handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And that is no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So four quarters couldn't decide it, and it'll be the Chiefs who get the football first in this overtime session.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And they get the ball first here in this overtime period. Remember, even if they score a touchdown, it's not over. There's always a chance to go and score a touchdown the other way, but they can certainly get a leg up with a solid drive here. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. And Mahomes will do it himself.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. A huge play there in overtime. 42 yards.
Well, that certainly changes things here because they're in field goal range already, but a field goal, that's not what they're looking for now, not after that big play right here in overtime.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because...
And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and they jump back ahead, 35-28.
Makes the score, Chiefs 35, Eagles 28.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offensive coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Now a second and 10.
They'll set up a throw.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? And, you know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for the Eagles, after the home loss, they rebound with a good road win to get back to 500. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.